Hey guys, hope you're doing well today, and of course, you could probably tell already, I concluded Season 4 for Cobra Kai last night. It was an awesome time, and this is going to be a spoiler-filled thoughts video, not a review, because if, like me, you've already watched the series, why on earth are you coming to watch somebody telling you what happened? You get my drift here, but of course, the reason why this video is a bit late, because I was working on that retrospective 90s video, which, hey, if you haven't checked it out, it's somewhere across there. I'll leave a link for you to look at it. It was a great time. I had so much fun putting together the assets for that particular video, and I felt I got the right balance between American and UK pop culture. So hey, if you haven't seen it, check it out, give it a like, share it with somebody else, and let's just get on with this review. Again, I keep saying review, afterthoughts for Cobra Kai Season 4. Did this season stick the landing? Yes, it did. Really, really well, actually, I've got to say. Credit to the creators behind the show. Remember back in 2018 when this thing was just on YouTube as just an originals idea, and it was like going to be 2 seasons only, but oh my god, the actual thing that drew me in was Johnny Lawrence really the bad guy? I thought, you know what, you got me hooked. William Zabka as the leading role, he is just amazing. I mean, wow, this guy I knew from The Equalizer as Scott McCall, and he's just gone on to bigger and better things. The dude has even got himself an Oscar for a best screenplay that he did some years ago. But wow, like the dynamic between him and Ralph Macchio as Danny LaRusso is just one of those things. I just love the chemistry with these two bro dudes, man. They're like bros for life. I love all that shit.
You sure you got enough meat on this pizza there, Johnny?
There's 4 different animals on top. That's a man's pizza.
And when we get started with this season, it's just the usual thing that you get. You're kind of going to get used to it already. The training of the Miyagi Dojo and Eagle Fang. I've gotten used to that now. It's great. And of course, you've got Cobra Kai. So it's the rule of 3 now in this series. But what has been like the amazing find of this series, or the amazing reunion? This show is all about reunion as well. It's Thomas Ian Griffith. I'm sure that's the guy who plays Terry Silver. When he comes back into the fold, it's one of those beautiful character building arcs where he's kind of in fear of Creasy, played by Martin Kove, and then all of a sudden he just kind of overtakes as the venomous viper, the Cobra, at the end of the season. The way that is executed is... I never saw it coming, man. It's like, wowee. Like, the way this show places little trinkets of information, and you think you know the answer, but you don't know the answer. That's one of the greatest gimmicks of the show. It's not even the gimmick at this point. They really know how to subvert your expectations. One thing I love about Cobra Kai from the very start, it doesn't bow down to the Hollywood narrative. What do I mean by that? Well, hey, if you're here on this channel, you know what I'm going to talk about. Marvel and Disney, yep, you know what they're doing already, and it seems other outlets, even Warner Brothers and DC, are doing it too. They're just moving out the white male character. You can't have that person anymore because it's bad. It's bad for the landscape. It's just, you can't address it. But what this show does is that you have white males in there. Some are good, some are bad, some are in between. But the most important thing, and I like it as well, they're father figures, they're mentors. Of course, you have the female mentors too. You need to have them too. But mainly it's the father figures, the white male, because again, you can't have that in mainstream entertainment these days. But Cobra Kai is just giving it the big old finger, and I actually love that. It's just a great approach, and it's the great example of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I've got to say, Tanner Buchanan, who plays Robbie, he is just really evolved. Remember him in the 2nd season when he had all that long, gorgeous, manly hair? And then she's turned into a real kind of like pro-alpha dude, but he kind of plays that down a little bit, and honestly, man, this guy gets to really shine in this series. But what can I say about the ladies of Cobra Kai? They're gorgeous, they're attractive, they're feminine. They're not there to say, oh, please, just can you make us as ugly as possible, please? Because we have to fit in with the narrative of Hollywood that you can't have attractive female characters anymore. Again, I'm looking at you, Disney and MCU. But one of the main actresses I've always championed here is Tori Nichols, played by Peyton List. Oh my God, she is, you know what? She reminds me of a 1930s classic pinup girl. The sort of thing that you don't get anymore because, again, it's wrong. But honestly, she's like Jessica Rabbit Mark II, but she's a live action version of. But her character, man, it's really weird. She's a tomboy, but she's this gorgeous woman underneath a tomboy, and it really, really works. And her performance, man, and the writing, it just sells that. It's so, so good. She doesn't take shit from anybody, and I love how her character is developing throughout this season of Cobra Kai.
Sorry. I don't take orders from tiny little bitches.
Now, Mary Mauser, who plays Samantha LaRusso, she's good, but I don't buy her as a girlfriend for Miguel Diaz. I just don't see those two having a really great future ahead of them. The way they're laying it out is like they might not be boy and girlfriend in the future. It's really kind of cool and strange at the same time. In the first season, when we're introduced to them, you kind of believe they've got a really star-crossed romance going on, but by the fourth season, you're like, yeah, I'm kind of more interested in Robbie and Tori. I think that's a potential mishmash of emotions and firecracking, if you get my drift there. That's kind of really, really cool. Again, the whole show is filled with fantastic 80s soundtracks. Even the opening song is from Power Tool, I believe, which was used in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. 2 heads are better than 1. Absolutely, man. That's just like an 80s motto. Now, speaking of 80s mottos, Carrie Underwood, yes, that's American Idol singer. She pops up in, I think, is episode 9 or 10, and I was about to fast forward because you know when a singer comes on, and especially a singer who has bad takes on The Walking Dead, ugh, God grief. So she comes on, she does a little motivation speech, and then she starts to sing, and I thought, getting up my Xbox controller, I'm just going to fast forward the scenes. Then we get to this montage, and then I heard the song that she was singing, and then I rewound it. I thought, okay, this is not cringe, this is actually pretty cool. So what she's doing is re-evoking the Joe Esposito, "You're the best there is, no one's ever gonna take you down." So she's kind of doing a female version of that, but with different lyrics, and it's quite a motivating power theme. I actually enjoyed it. Nothing's gonna beat Joe Esposito from Karate Kid, but you know what? Carrie Underwood, give her due, is pretty good. Now, speaking of the agenda and maybe woke politics creeping into the show, they do, but then they're quickly dismissed. So you got Moon's ex-girlfriend, and again, Moon, played by Hannah Keppel. They should do more with that character, man, because I think she should come in and just start kicking ass. But as her character says, I don't like the aggressive stuff, so I can't do it. So I suppose that's all right. So they bring in Moon's ex-girlfriend, and she's kind of like kicking up a storm, but she likes to be identified as non-binary. But Johnny Lawrence, who is about to train her, doesn't get the whole non-binary angle, and I thought that was really hilarious. And then later on, we're introduced to a really cool character called Devon. It's in episode 7, and again, it's like she says, well, my pronoun is, and Johnny's like, we don't have rhyme for pronouns. It's sensei. So what happens now? Eagle Fang have trained up for the All Valley tournament. This is a regular occurrence now in the Cobra Kai season. So when Devon comes out to start doing her fighting and kicking and punching and everything else, I sat there thinking to myself, are we going to get that female trope again of I'm all powerful, I'm all whaman, I'm all wonderful? No, she loses. And what's even great here, they address that in the writing. Devon turns to Sensei Lawrence and says, look, I've only been training for 6 weeks, but when I come back next year, I'm going to kick ass. Isn't that just great? But no, in the MCU, especially Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Toilet Rings, Awkwafina, oh my god, in one mystical day, she's all-powerful. She was just bumbling bus driver before, now she's like, I'm a female warrior, guys. I'm powerful, I can do anything. Oh, shut up, woman. Jesus. But honestly, congrats to this series just for that point alone. The writers, they know what they're doing, man. They see the narrative out there. They know what the fans don't want. And it's a chef's kiss, man. I love that moment. So Devon, I gotcha. You're awesome. Guys, my recommendation to you, if you're still feeling a bit apprehensive and you don't want to watch Cobra Kai from season 1 until now, no, do watch it. It's really, really fantastic. I've got to sort of say about the new kid on the block, Kenny. When we see him in the beginning, you're never quite sure where they're going with his character, but it turns out he's like me. He's an uber geek. He likes to do crazy dance moves, and he's made fun of at school. He gets cyberbullied. But the worst thing about this cyberbullying aspect is who is the perpetrator or one of the main gang leaders of it is Anthony LaRusso. He's not a chip off the old block at the moment. He's a real douchebag. I liked him as the fat chubby kid in the first season, but now he's just like, yeah, I've lost all this weight. I'm just going to pretend to be this alpha male. And really, he ain't, man, because by the end of the season, you kind of know where season 5 is going to end up, and it ain't looking good for him at all. The action scenes for the most part were pretty good. I think when they slow down the action, I'm hoping that's the actors really moving at fast speed, because if they're actually choreographing it in slow time, it doesn't really work for me, but the action for the most part is really good. Eli, the Hawkman, he gets a really fantastic moment to shine, although something about his character horrified me at the same time. From somebody who likes to have a big head of hair in his head, yeah, I was a bit like, oh no, it's goodbye to the Hawk. I should call him Hawkwind, actually, like the band from the 70s. So the other thing I want to say about this particular show, guys, and I've said it in the previous couple of reviews too, that you've got a collection of really great young actors. Now, the thing I used to say was, I hope Marvel and DC are watching this show and they could probably get some potential actors to be in their franchise as well. Zolo Mariduena, he's going to be, or he has actually filmed for The Rock in Black Adam, so I don't know how his character's going to turn out, but look, any of the other actors, just don't put them into superhero franchises. What they should do is to take these actors and actresses and put them into action franchises of the future. So at the moment, we don't really have enough R-rated action, bar John Wick. And I think if you took these actors and maybe put them in 80s, 90s style action movies that we used to have back then, that could be the resurgence of something that we are lacking at the moment in Hollywood entertainment. But that's not going to happen. That's just wishful thinking from my part. But Creasy, while I thought he was permanent PTSD from season 1, by the end of this season, you kind of see like he has some soft spots to him. He's not the total bad guy douche lord we think he is. Terry Silver has overtaken that. Now, how I think they're going to conclude season 5, and Netflix, if you're watching this video, please don't go beyond season 5. You're going to be milking the cash cow by the teats, and it's not going to work anymore. So what they should do is this. I reckon that Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso will team up with Creasy to take on Terry Silver and the empire that is Cobra Kai. I think that's what it's going to be, because Terry Silver has got a lot of money at his disposal, and Terry Silver's one of these guys, he can see a good thing and just go for it. Well, like the motto of Cobra Kai, right? Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. So it's going to be that approach. It's going to be a bloodbath, man. I can't wait. But how I think the series is going to end, the last scene you're going to watch is going to be Daniel LaRusso. It's going to be Johnny Lawrence. They're going to be on a palm beach or some really cool looking beach with palm trees in the background. And you'll kind of see them out of silhouette first, just doing the moves, then they'll go into a silhouette, and then that's it, fade out, no more. That's how I reckon it's going to end, and it's a fitting end. By the way, another shout out to Stingray. He returned, and boy, when he returns, it's like, it's both funny, sad, and oh my god, dude, what are you doing? What are you thinking? It's really one of those. So again, kudos to the writers. They gave the fans what they wanted without preaching to the audience, your key audience who know and love your show and all the 80s references. It is just awesome. So Cobra Kai season 4, have you seen it? Why are you watching me telling you not to watch it? No, you should watch it. It is absolutely awesome from start to finish, and I'm going to watch it again probably in the next month or two. So folks, if you enjoyed this video today, you know what to do already. Smack that subscribe button right in the chops with a good old golden fist, and then maybe like the video too. Maybe even share it across all the platforms, because you know what? If you do that, I think you're really, really awesome. And on that one, folks, take it easy, and I will see you on my next video.
Not to mention Delta Force, Billy Jack, the Octagon, and Lady Dragon. Cynthia Rothrock is a beast.
Hell yeah, she is.
I saw Last Dragon.
Shut the hell up, penis breath.
like, and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed.